of ranking a random business on Google Maps. We're going to do day by day process of what we do at Wolf Forge to rank a business, or what I do, William Jones, to rank a business at Wolf Forge. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and drop this live in some groups. If you could do me the same, comment below, let me know where you're watching from, as well as share this live on your Facebook wall or on your feed. It would help us out. We appreciate it. We're here just to help business owners. That's what we're doing. We're just helping business owners, right? Like, we give away so much value all the time, free websites, helping people with rankings, just showing you the process, giving you my frameworks. You could literally take the frameworks that I'm teaching you guys and apply them, and you don't have to hire anybody. You could hire them, me and our team, or anybody else if you want, if you don't have time to implement what we're teaching you as far as SEO. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and share this in some groups, and then once I'm done doing that, we'll be ready to go. But if you have any questions regarding SEO or how to rank, or what's some things, William, what's some things I should do? I'm just starting out my business, just let me know and I'll tell you. But our goal here is to help business owners. So let's go ahead. Let me post this in some groups. I'm posted in my group specifically. If you have any questions, it could be about SEO, the Philippines, whatever, just ask me. But in this live, we're specifically taking a random business and ranking them into the top 3 on Google. Our goal is obviously the top 1, but top 3 minimum. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to shut this down. And step 1, what would we do? So step 1 is always going to be an SEO audit. And I'm going to show you what I look for on a website as far as what I'm looking for when I do an audit. It's not just going to be on-page SEO. It's not just going to be technical SEO. It's not going to be off-page SEO only. It's not just going to be content. I'm going to be looking at very specific things, and I'm going to explain why as we do it. Okay, so let me close everything out. All right, so step 1, this is the website we will be ranking. It is by someone that won the SEO giveaway that I did. I do those every 3 months. I give it away. As soon as I get him ranked, then I'll choose somebody else. So just stick along, and once we rank him, we'll rank somebody else. So matter of fact, let me go ahead and send that over to him. So one thing he had going on the other day was the website was down because PHP update and stuff. That will actually affect your SEO. So there's some things I'm going to tell you. For example, when I look at the site, I'm looking at it from a customer's point of view. I'm not just looking at it from an SEO point of view. We will audit the site. I will show you technical stuff. I will get into that. But some things I want you to notice, and like your logo over here, I'm going to want to edit this only because, and I'll give you my input. It's going to obviously be, some things I want to change. I would want to change, for example, this logo. This logo needs to pop more, be a little bit bigger. We'll go into the sitemap and the pages. This is obviously not enough pages. And part of my process is going to be building out the pages, okay? But today is just showing you an overview and audit of the things I'm finding. So number 1 is your logo. Number 2 is obviously going to be you don't have enough pages. Log service areas. Let's look at the service area page if it's done the way I would do it. Generally, the answer is no. And generally, as I usually say, the answer is no. This is not the way I would set it up. It's not bad, but it's not the way I would set it up. I want to get as much on the location page, as much geolocation information as possible. Where do I pull that information from? If I go to Google Maps, this is why I say the only tool you really need is your brain in Google. For example, if I type in Las Vegas, Nevada, right? What do you notice? I want you guys to use your head, use your brain. God gave it to you for a reason. Google's literally telling you on this page what's important to them when it comes to geodata. All of it's listed here. You have your weather, you have the business name, obviously the location or entity name, Las Vegas. You have entity or quick factual information. You have local hotels. You have neighborhoods, things to do. You even have photos of the area, museums, transit, pharmacies, ATMs. We will actually be putting a lot of that information, time points from the maps to your page. The reason why we do it is because Google obviously tells us these are the important things to us. So we want to put those on our service area pages. We will also be showing you how we do our 30+ page geo stack, which I'll be putting on this website. I will also be showing you how we do our advanced city plus neighborhoods page, which we will be putting on this website. Your menu, I always want to see sticky, meaning it follows me when I scroll. I want this to be a big red icon, click to call. I don't normally put a contact form like you'll see on some websites, because most people, when they're calling a home service-based business, they want to speak with an actual human being. They do not want to fill out a form. Generally, I'm having an emergency. Like in this case, fire, water, mold, flood, all emergency type situations, right? I don't want to fill out a form. I don't want to send clients to fill out a form, because what's going to happen when I go to Google Maps and I go to your phone and I'm looking up somebody, oh, this person's not available. Guess what happens? They're going to click call to the next business and you just lost money. So, and that's not something you want to do. Now let's go to the next one. So besides that, so you scroll, it follows you. The header, the H1, should be what I would tell you to do is the main keyword, which is restoration services plus Las Vegas. Then underneath that, if you want to put an H2 that says water, fire, mold, flood, fine, no big deal. But this really doesn't, I mean, it tells me that you do restoration services, but what city? Okay, then you have your reviews here, which is good. I always want the reviews tied to or hyperlinked to the actual review. It is not, and we will be doing that. What I mean by that is if I click on the person's name, it will actually take me to the review on Google My Business or Google Business Profile. The whole goal of this is your Google My Business Profile or Google Business Profile should tie and match what you have on your site. It should mirror it. Google, we want it to see patterns. We want it to see patterns, and we want it to see frameworks going back and forth, okay, between the two businesses, or between the two, the business, if you will, website, which is the hub, and any asset such as Google My Business, your backlinks, etc. Now, the next thing I noticed, for example, the words down here are chopped off. I would fix that. It's not a big deal. It's not affecting your SEO, but it does affect conversion rate optimization and the professionalism of the website. Learn more. So for me, for example, I don't put learn more. I don't also want it flipping. I personally want it just to be water, flood, and sewage or smoke damage, and then it has a link, and it's the keyword, and it links to the page. So we're going to edit this page. The way we would wind up having it set up is going to be more like it will have the service, and then it will have a picture, and then we'll have, if you will, information about the service, and then we'll hyperlink to that page, and we'll do the main pillars, which you have flood, mold, smoke, and water. So those will be the main pillars. They'll have an image, text, and it'll say water damage restoration. And if you click on it, it'll take you to the page. So that would be your proper internal linking. Your images need to be properly named, which they are not. In this case, this image is called Happy Customers, right? Happy Customers. You see it right here in the URL. That has nothing to do with what you do. So every image that you use on your website should be named in correlation to the keyword that you're trying to rank for on that specific page. So that's one of the things we'll do here. You have a lot of content, but it's just like a bunch of content thrown on the page. What we want is and I'm going to check this out. So your word count on this page is 2,300 words, but the way we would do it is I put information, call to action, information, call to action, information, call to action. I personally will, first thing I'll wind up doing is I'm going to suggest that we relay out the website. That's just me. You can tell me that, I don't want to, or the client didn't want to, whatever. But I'm going to give you the suggestions of what I would do. Okay, next, let's go to an internal page. Let's go to About Us page. And I'm just looking at, it's the same thing. It's not a whole lot of information. There's really, the About Us page doesn't tell me nothing about you. On the About Us pages, generally I want information about the owner. I want to see who owns the company. Do you have a board of directors? Do you have representatives? You got your sales rep? Do you got your marketing rep? All that stuff I want on this page. Why? Your goal is to tell Google who you are. It's number one. Who are you? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What services are you offering? And where are you located? All of those things must be on this website. Right now, it just tells me JGW Group Water Damage Restoration. Is a family-owned business, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't tell me who owns it. Talk about yourself. So people buy from what? Conversion rate optimization happens when someone comes to a website because they connect with the owners. They connect with the company. They see the story. What separates you from every other water damage restoration company? I don't know, based on looking on the website. So these are things I want to know so then I can incorporate the story into your website. So not only do we get traffic, because it's going to really suck if you get in the top 3, but there's no conversion. You want people to convert. What's conversion mean? Book calls and sales. Because traffic without book calls and sales is absolutely meaningless. Okay? Next, let's look at one of your service pages. So a lot of times, I'll give you an example. If I go to try to click services, it goes nowhere. Well, when I'm done, you're going to have about 300 or more pages, tons of service pages, and you'll be like, well, you can't put them all on one page. You're absolutely right. However, if your 4 categories are emergency, fire, mold, and flood, and I have, let's just say, for example, 20 pages or sub pages under each thing. Well, whenever I click on emergency water, I'll have it all here. And for example, fire damage, all under fire damage. And right now, the way you have it set up, it's literally just content vomited on a page. There's no, there's just no thought even put into it. So let's look at mold. And this generally happens, someone just wants to rank. It's just a bunch of content thrown on it. And they think because they rank, they're going to get leads, which is not the case. So we're going to change the content. I'm going to change the layout, give it more professional look. When I say professional look, it's going to, look like something that actually will not only rank, but will convert. So for example, if I wanted to, like this, or this is an appliance removal page, you have thought put into it like that. So that's what we're going to be working on when it comes to your website. So that's just the overall look of the site. Now, what are we going to base some of these changes on? So let's just say you're going after emergency restoration services in Vegas. So here's what I'm going to do. So let me go over here real quick. So we want to see is who is actually ranking. So this is the next part of the audit. I want to see who's ranking. Who is ranking in your area? And you're going to think, well, why is it a part of the audit? Isn't an audit just based on my site? No, it's not. An audit, I want to look at, so how do we outrank somebody? What's the first thing we should do? Anybody have a wild guess? Anybody? What should we do? So what we should do is we want to look at who's winning. Who is winning when it comes to, in this case, he's going after emergency restoration services, in Vegas. Water damage restoration service specifically. And then we also have fire, and we have some other ones, water, flood. Okay, and let's get the other ones. So it's water, emergency water, fire, mold, and flood. Flood restoration. Emergency restoration services. And this is the only ones we're doing right now: fire, mold, flood, and emergency water. And let's see where you're at in this is going to be a 7-mile radius, or actually a 6-mile radius. Let's do the 7-mile. And as you can see, the client is he's actually not in Vegas. He's outside in Spring Valley, but he's in Vegas, okay, per se. Vegas, the main down here, and the boardwalk and stuff is North Las Vegas is not there. But if we want to see, is he actually ranking already? And not only is he ranking, this is going to be our measuring rod to see how good we are and how successful we are in getting him ranked. Okay, besides that, I will also be able to see, is there anyone in the area dominating the top 3 in Vegas for any of these specific keywords? And that's what I want to see, because then I will also know, for example, well, who's the guys I got to go after? Who's the guys I should be copying? Who's the guys I should try? You got to recognize patterns. Who's winning? If they're winning, then they're doing something right. And that's what we want to look at. So, and as we see, he's not ranking at all. He's in the top 20. I mean, it's bad. Emergency water, fire. I mean, he's just not ranking. And this is in the local pack. So let's go and pull up emergency water restoration services. And I don't personally put geo modifiers. What's a geo modifier? A geo modifier, sometimes SEOs will come across and say, well, I can get you ranked, and they'll get you ranked for emergency water restoration services, Las Vegas. Well, those terms are really easy to get ranked for. And so I don't go after them. I go after the main niche. The main niche is water restoration services. Like, so the main thing I'm going after is going to be restoration services. Once I dominate that niche, I will completely dominate it all. You know how like in the Lord of the Rings, there's one ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them. That's what you want to do. You want to think of that. Once I rule the main niche, which in JGW's case is water damage restoration service. Once I rank for water damage restoration service, let's rerun that one too, then I will dominate the entire space. So for example, and I've done this in junk removal and plumbers, once I rank for that, it's over, game over. Every other keyword around restoration service, I dominate. Same thing I've done in junk removal. You'll go, I'll run the ranking report for junk removal service. We're in the top 3, and clients are usually like, well, what about appliance removal? What about mattress removal and furniture removal? And I'll say, you know, just for you, Mr. Client, let me go ahead and rank it, because these cost credits every time we run them, these reports. So I don't necessarily run them all the time. And sure enough, when I run them for hundreds of keywords, they're all in the top 3 because we dominate the niche. Like I said, one ring to rule them all, which is, in your case, water damage restoration service, which, as you can see right now, this is our baseline. He's just in the top 20. He's not even in the top 3, nowhere. Now, how do I know who's actually winning? Local Dominator, which is put out by my friend Eldar. And if you want to use the tool, let me know and I'll send you the link. If you click on any of these areas, I can go, okay, well, who's ruling in this entire 7-mile radius? Is there anyone that dominates and totally kicks ass across that 7-mile radius? The answer is no. No, which means it is a tough niche. Okay, it's not only a tough niche, but it also shows me weaknesses. When I click on any of the pinpoints, which are going to show me who's ranking in those areas, and also, more importantly, what's the average rank for these specific businesses that you see on the right-hand side of that 7-mile radius. The number one person, the closest that I see so far, is 24-Hour Flood Pros of Las Vegas. Now, there's a couple of things you're going to notice. When we're looking at this, what does we want to look at what are the common denominators when someone's ranking for water damage restoration service in Vegas. So the top people that I see so far, one is Apex Home Services, one is Water Damage Professionals, number 3 is 24-Hour Flood Pros, the other one's Total Water Damage. Do you notice that most of them have the word water damage in their actual Google My Business name? The problem with yours is this JGW group, which has nothing to do with the niche. Now, you're going to have to make a choice. Do you want to edit the name and put a keyword in the name? When you do so, you may trigger a re-verification with Google, and you need documentation to prove that it is actually the business name. You can get what we call in the United States a DBA, or doing business as. So JGW Group doing business as, for example, Emergency Water Damage Restoration Service Vegas, or whatever you wish to call it. You can call it JGW Water Damage Restoration Group. But what I would tell you is, looking at these top people, one of the big things is they have the keyword in the domain, in the GMB or Google Business Profile name. And you'll also notice, for example, let's see how many reviews you have. There's some other things. You have 15 reviews, okay? The guys you're competing against, this one's got 155, this one's got 48, this one's got 707, 44, 93, 28. So you see as you go down, and it's not necessarily, and I can tell you exactly, like looking as you go down, what do you notice as well in position 8? Someone else who has a business profile name that doesn't include water damage in it. Number 7, no water damage. No 6, no water damage. 5, no water damage. 4 and up all has the word water in it. And the reviews are amazing. This guy, number 8, he's got 1,000 reviews, but yet his business name does not have the word water damage in it. I.e., Google's recognizing that, hey, this person doesn't do water damage. They're not an expert. They don't own the niche. Why don't you own the niche? Well, your business name, your brand name, nothing about you tells me that you should. Now, when I look at, let's just go pick out, for example, these 3 right here. So he rules a lot of this area. You'll see he rules a lot of this area. Like if I click on any of this, you get Serve Pro. Serve Pro is a franchise, and they don't dominate the entire area. But this one does. This one does. This one does. This one. So if you look at a lot of the ones that are in the top, which is Insurance Restoration, Apex, Flood Pros, Total Water, and Water Damage Professionals. What we want to look at, for example, is what I do is I look at their website. And I want to see what's their website look like. Is it good or crap? Sometimes it's crap. Like this, you'll find out it's crap. So what could they be beating you at? Well, like I already shared you, they have the domain, they have the Google Business Profile link in it. And their business name, their everything about them. You have JGW Group Water Damage Restoration, which is great for your domain name. But what about your Google profile name? Then I look at his site. Okay, he has a much more professional looking website. It's very bland, but it's more professional looking. Now let's look at the next one, which is 24-hour pro, Flood Pros. So you see the keyword flood. And 24-hour always tell you emergency. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at his website. It's much more professional. Excuse me, guys. Any questions so far? All right, so this is much more professional. And this is what you want your website to look like. You want it to be professional. You want the content, see, same thing. He's got basically 4 pillars, but you also add in residential, commercial, and I'll actually get all this into yours as well. Apex Home Services is probably the only one I've seen in the top 3 that doesn't have the keyword in his Google business name. It's 155 reviews. Let's look at his website. What's his website look like? Much more. It's not like I hate it. I don't like this. This is his contact page, but let's go to his home page. Okay, much more professional. Much more is better laid out, better branding. You see the actual, if you will, their cars on here, their fleet. Has some pictures of the guys, the technicians, your vehicles. That's the sort of thing I'm going to need from you. And we're going to talk about that. The next one Even this one, it has the word restoration services in it. This is the next profile we're looking at that's winning. Let's look at the website. See, once again, it has the people and the fleet. I don't necessarily like the website. It looks like an old, outdated website. However, it has like I said before, call to action, content, call to action, content, call to action, content, call to action. It doesn't just have a bunch of text vomited up on the page. Now, next. So we've looked at some of the competitors. We see what they're doing. What are we doing that's wrong? We've looked at the website. I've given you some options of what I'm going to suggest. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to do is, if we're going to be rebuilding and rearranging the site, while we're doing that on the back end, I'm going to show you what we're going to do as far as pages and content and all that. But the next part of what we're going to do, if we were to take your current website, I use a tool. It's by Link Assistant. Link Assistant. This is the tool. I am not an affiliate of it. I am an affiliate for Local Dominator, but Link Assistant is a really good tool as well, which I'm not an affiliate of. It's this one right here, all-in-one SEO tools. And you can download it here underneath Website Auditor. I just wanted to show you that. Now let's go ahead and pull this up. So this is Link Assistant. This is the Website Auditor. And all you're going to do, this is an automated tool. You take the domain name and we're going to put it in, and then it will run the audit for us. It will check 404s, 301 redirects, titles, descriptions. It will check all of that for us so we know where we're having technical SEO issues at. I will also then look at the site and obviously go, okay, if we left the site the way it is, and we're going to check the mobile page speed, what are we looking for? For example, how do we find that while the other report is running? Go over here. We hit inspect, or let me show you that again. You right click, you hit inspect, and then we'll go over here to these little arrows and we can hit Lighthouse or Performance. And we analyze the page load. What I'm looking for is how fast is this website loading? Is it mobile friendly? And 99% of the time, most sites are not. And people will say all the time, for example, well, that won't affect my SEO. Yes, it will. Because if a page loads too slow, guess what happens? Google will not rank you as high. Your accessibility is good, your best practice is good, your SEO is good, your performance is a 51%. Performance is usually based on hosting and some other factors, which we'll have to work on. So that we'll definitely have to work on. As you can see, it's just a 51. So let's go ahead and go back over to the other program. See if it's done running yet. So it is done. It's at about 50%. Let it keep going. I'll go back to y'all and see if y'all have any questions. So if you have any questions, just let me know how to do audits, how you should do them, why you should do them. I mean, number one reason why you should do them is because you're giving value and serving business owners. And the more you serve people, the more God tends to bless you. I'll put it that way. If you stop being a taker and start being a giver, God will bless you. Let's see. See, it's building it out, but once it's done, you'll see it all. So now just the pages, for example, let's look. Another thing I look at, so we only see very few pages, but that don't mean it's the only pages. So we go to /sitemap.xml. This is one way I can look at it. So now look for, he's got 8 sitemaps. One is the home page, the posts, the pages. So page-wise, he only has 20 pages. So I would want, you're never going to, when I come into an area, you're never going to outrank me because of the sheer volume of content I'm going to put out. You have a lot of posts or blogs, but let's just check out. So how do I find the posts? Is under posts. Posts are the blogs. And let's just grab one of them. The very first one, right? You're doing the YouTube stack is what it looks like. It's not my YouTube stack, so it's someone else's. You have broken images in it, and I'll show you that. So broken image right here, broken image right here. It's a bunch of content just slapped on here, broken image. And then they're using a YouTube video that's not about their business, but is about water restoration. And so I know, for instance, this is an auto blogging tool. It's not something you're doing. It's an automated tool usually that does it, and it doesn't help your SEO. The way we do it, and let's just word count that, 1,000 words, which is good. However, the way we do it, we go, when we do a blog, so let's just say water damage restoration Las Vegas. So when I type that in, I make blogs about people also ask. People also ask questions. Is Google telling you when someone's looking for water damage restoration in Las Vegas, these are the questions they're wanting answered. So we need to take those people also ask, and I turn them into blogs. I then turn those blogs, like you did, into a YouTube video on my own channel. I embed it on the blog. I then take that blog in YouTube and turn it into a podcast. After I turn it into a podcast, I turn it into press releases and backlinks. So now Google's going to start noticing every month I'm putting out content about the very questions they're telling me people are asking about when they do those searches. All my off-page and on-page are about those. I am not going in here like you're doing and choosing some random blogs. And the assets are assets I own, which I am then telling Google, hey, I'm the expert in this area. Look at my YouTube videos, look at my podcast, look at my press releases, look at my backlinks. So you may have a lot of blogs, but they're all trash. So personally, I'm going to keep all of them, but they're not helping you at all. None of them. You can literally delete every damn thing and redirect them, and it's not going to hurt you because they're not helping you. Not for ranking for your main niche. So you have 500 blogs, but they're all shit. All right, let's see if our SEO audit tool is done. So it is still at about 46%. What I'll do once I'm done is I'm going to give this and send it over to you. But you guys know what it looks like. Okay, I want you to be able to at least see it runs, because you got 500 pages. It's going to take a bit of time. But what it's looking for is all the technical SEO. Technical being what is wrong with your SEO. What are you doing wrong? And it'll also tell you what are you doing right. And this could be as far as backlinks, any broken links. And I'm going to show you this real quick. This is another report from somebody else, another client. So you can actually see it while the other one's running. So this is what the report will look like when you're done. So it tells you all the errors, what things you need to fix, and then once you go into the actual details, it will actually show you where the errors are at and you fix them. 174 broken links. So all this sort of thing, we want to fix all errors and all warnings. The info is, hey, here's some information. You need to look at it, make sure it's correct, like 301 redirects or rel canicles and pages that might have too many backlinks. So those are the things we're going to be looking at. So I'm going to send this over to you, and I want you to get the approval. First thing I need to do, Jeff, is going to be, we're going to rearrange the website to look different. Okay, so that's the first thing. If that's the case, while we're doing that, because that's going to require a little bit of work, 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 1 week. Then what we're going to do is, while I'm doing that, I'm going to show you the sitemap. Proper sitemap structure, how to pull people also ask, how I build those out, and more importantly is why a structure is so important and why do we want to be seen as the expert? Why does it help us? Why is it? How can we go into a place like Vegas and beat everybody? Especially ServPro, because they're your number one person that's a franchise and you need to beat them. And how do you beat them? Because there are 2 different ways that we beat them, and I'm going to go over that in the next video. So on day 2, I'm going to be showing you guys that as well. So on day 2, Google Maps SEO is easier than most people think. Most people think it's very complex, and it's really not. Google literally puts right in front of your faces what you need to be doing to outrank your competition and pull in the traffic and receive the abundance of God. So, any questions? All right, Jeff, I'm going to send this over to you. Let me know, because I need to get working on the looks of the site. Tomorrow, we're going to be covering the sitemap and the structure of the website. Sitemap and structure. These are things you need to be thinking about prior to going and doing SEO. Keyword research, where are we pulling it from? How do I build my sitemap? And how am I going to be seen as the expert in the niche? Because you remember the 3 things you need to tell Google: who you are, what you do, where you do it at. And we're going to go over that in our structure and sitemap tomorrow. Till next time, I will see you soon. Remember, every decision you make is the decisions are forging you the life that you currently have. The decisions you are failing to make are what is also forging the life you currently have. My name is William Jones.